Hello, gorgeous Cancers, or, well, gorgeous can be man or woman, right? So, hello to all of my gorgeous beings out there. This is going to be for the Cancer Collective. This is your current energy check-in. This is going to go into, like, the first week or two of October, or I almost said October, November. But this is a timeless reading, as time does not exist in the fifth dimension and the other dimensions besides the third dimension, etc. So, all right. If you are new here, I am Erica. Welcome to the channel. This is a Pillar of Light channel. I'm a psychic medium, oracle prophetess. Those of you guys returning, welcome back. All right, let's get into it for Cancer. So I'm going to start tuning in with your energy. I will be channeling the whole time, as usual. And yeah, I'm the lead singer and the cards are my backup singers, right? For some reason, you guys, like, I'm seeing the word confirmation. Okay, well, this reading is going to be very confirming for you in a lot of ways. Okay, so confirmation coming through for you. So you've been asking for confirmation. You've been asking for confirmation. Okay, about everything, I think, a lot of stuff. So like you're that means you're connecting with like your intuition and you're really listening and paying attention to readings, signs, synchronicities, what the universe is saying to you, basically, what your angels, what your guides are saying to you, your higher self. So you're really paying attention to that. Okay, so that's really good. That's really good. Confirmation. The universe is bringing you confirmation, not just through this reading. It's going to bring you like physical, tangible validation, confirmation. Maybe you find something out. You know, maybe you have suspicion or your intuition is like ding, 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 ding. It's going off, red flag about situation here or a person. The universe is making sure the truth is revealed. So I don't know, but that's what I got starting out. The jack-o'-lantern, protection. Wow. Wow, wow. Well, the jack-o'-lantern, first of all, that's why we carve pumpkins. That's like, you know, back in the day, when I say back in the day, I mean in past lives and the old times, ancient times. When we would celebrate Samhain or Halloween or whatever, okay, we would go to the garden and we would go like to like our village gardens and like, you know, we would go get gourds and squashes, and it wasn't just pumpkins. It was, you know, pumpkins are ideal because they're round and big and beautiful and right. Okay. But, you know, sometimes we had to use turnips. Sometimes we had to use potatoes. Sometimes we used other squashes and gourds. But the whole point was to ward off evil. So we carve the faces as faces that scare away and ward off evil. So that's why the jack-o'-lantern in this deck is protection, because that's how it was a form of protection, right? So, wow, you are very protected. Cancer, you are so protected. And it's funny because I was getting confirmation and the first card out is protection. So maybe that's what you need confirmation about. Like you've been praying, like cord cutting, like shielding, protect me, protect my home, my finances, my work, my business, my career, protect my family, my loved ones, protect, you know, the animals, protect humanity, protect the earth, right? Your prayers are always seen and heard and validated. Like the moment you think it, speak it into existence, it becomes that reality. It becomes real, right? So that's why we got to be careful with our thoughts and our words, with like negative things or negative self-talk or like negative thoughts, right? Okay, so I know you guys know the drill for the most of you guys, but some of you guys, you know, there's going to be some people here. I'm talking to all kinds of timelines right now, right? For some of you guys, this is maybe your first tarot reading ever you're watching and you're a Cancer or whatever, and it popped up and now you're like learning something new here, right? So I speak in all my videos, I speak because I'm very consciously aware that everyone's in very different stages of the journey. So I don't just speak in context of like very elevated consciousness. I speak, right? Okay. Anyways, death. The eternal cycle begins here, you know, and so it's like the death card energy. Death is not like literal, you know, like This is metaphoric. This is spiritual. This is healing. This means you've ended some things, and because you did that, you closed some chapters, you closed cycles, new doors open. Death brings life. It's the rebirth energy. It's the transformation, metamorphosis. We have a moth. Moths are like a moth to the flame. It's interesting because we have fire in the jack-o'-lantern, right? A moth to the flame, to the fire. All right, so Cancers, many of you guys tuning in, like you just, like a lot of people collectively, you just leveled up in a really big way. That's why your confirmation is about protection and about where, like the death and the rebirth. Like, you're coming out the darkness, honey, and you are protected while you do that. Okay, like you have joy in reverse. This feels like it's false. It's like Five of Swords, like false victory, false joy. Like that's what you've been healing or clearing or moving through. Like, you know, oh, I thought I wanted this. At one point in my life, I did want this. At one point, this made me really happy, and I thought I'd want it forever, or I thought I'd be happy at this job forever, or, you know, I never saw myself changing majors or going back to college or, you know, starting my own business after I went, like, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loans and debts. You know, now I'm not even using my degree, but I'm using my soul gifts that came for free. Like, I don't know. It's all connected though. The eternal cycle begins here. This feels very significant. Like you're very protected at this moment in time because, well, first of all, because you've been calling on divine reinforcements, because you're not messing around, because you can see out there in the 3D false matrix world, you know, it's demons running the show. It is. It's Luciferian energy. It's darkness running the false matrix. In control of the false matrix, and that's who created the false matrix, right? The agenda was all right. So as a Cancer, you are the moon energy, divine feminine, but it's about your psychic ability. It's about your spiritual depth, your empathy, what you can sense and feel. It's your spidey senses. And your spidey senses are strong. And I think that's why it's so significant in this moment that you know how protected you are as you move from the death into this new life. Like your new life is protected. Like, don't ever think for a minute that outside energy interference is going to stop what is meant for you to come or happen. That's why I got confirmation, and I was like, well, whatever is in this message, it's going to be powerful because it's going to be really big confirmation for you guys. Maybe you just moved through some tower moments. You feel like you were under the judgment of the universe, which many of us have been, because it's like, it's time to change. It's time to end this cycle. It's time to let the old life go, the old versions of you go. And it's time for the new to happen and to come into, you know, to form into your 3D reality. But I think that there's been a lot of interference. I think there's been a lot of darkness. I think there's been a lot of haters. I think there's been a lot of energy where you're like, I need protection. And I'm getting the ancestors here. Your ancestors. Okay, not all of our ancestors are nice. Okay, like we've definitely have had past lives or ancestors, you know, where we weren't the nicest, we did horrific things, or we had ancestors that did horrific things. Literally, someone's grabbing my arm like this right now. Like don't, like, stop talking. You guys might be having paranormal experiences. I'm also seeing with you guys, like, yeah, like your spiritual gifts and, you know, your all the things. But I am getting mediumship, very strong mediumship. Like your mediumship is opening right now. Hold on. Just getting all energy out of here. It wasn't nothing crazy. It wasn't anything crazy, like, you know, but definitely someone grabbed me like this as soon as I started talking about the ancestors and like the darker ancestors that we have, that we all have. We all have them. We all have them. We've all been them. We've all had them. You know, we have negative karma for a reason, and it's not all because of our ancestors and stuff they did or didn't do. You know, it's because of stuff we did or didn't do also, right? Okay, and I'm also hearing something about like speaking up when you have the chance, or someone like is planning to speak up and say something when they have the chance, or they're like trying to like wait for the perfect moment or a good moment, but they like know what they want to do. It's like their mind is made up. So I think this goes both ways, to be honest. I think that for a lot of you guys, I think that is something that you need to get off your chest or something you need to say. And then I think that there's an anticipation, like, I don't know, but like someone is, I can feel their nerves. I can feel like they're nervous, okay? Like palm sweaty, mom spaghetti, okay? Like if you guys know, you know, palm sweaty, mom spaghetti. A little M&M for all of you guys out there who are like my age group, you know, like, anyways, that's what it is. Someone is nervous. But I also get like nerves with you too. And maybe that's the protection and like the rebirth. Like maybe you just are kind of like a nerve. That's what it is. That's what I feel. It's nerves around feeling your life changing. It's nervousness. Like let's say you've been single or you've been celibate for a long time and you've just been like protecting your energy and moving through these cycles of, you know, transformation. And like you can feel it. It's like you can feel the energy building and the momentum growing about your future, about like what's happening now in your life, like what's coming in now. So maybe you're a little nervous. Like I've been calling in true love, but I'm a little nervous about what happens when it actually shows up. You know, I've been manifesting this rise in my career, my business, and now my business is starting to take off and I'm getting busy, and it makes me a bit nervous. Can I handle it? You know, can I hire maybe a couple people to help me as I grow? Will I be able to? Okay, so like there's something about like don't get in the head, but also it's okay. Like nerves are normal. It's all right. It's okay. It's all good. You know, it can be nerve-wracking. Like when you come into true beloved divine union after so long of being with self, that can be nerve-wracking. Your first date could be nerve-wracking. like, you know, I know you know. So let's go ahead and I'm feeling called to get a message with the dragons. We're going to get a dragon message real quick. Ooh, I almost said for Scorpio. You know what? It's because I was looking down at the death card here, which is Scorpio. You know, and for the pumpkin is earth. It grew from the ground. It's earth. So you have like earth energy, Scorpio vibes, also like air signs, fire with the fire and the jack-o'-lantern. So I don't know if we want to get technical here, but they're elements though. It's not even about the zodiacs. It's about the elements. So you're very connected with like all the elements right now. The elements are speaking to you. They're showing you. They're literally communing with you and talking with you. The wind, water, animals, birds, the wind, trees, like, you know. Here we go. This card wants to come out. Let's get that. Oh my gosh, look at it's the air. And as I'm talking about like the elements, an elemental dragon of air and fire comes out. Look at this beautiful volcano. This right here is representative of your eruption, meaning that's that death, the rebirth. This right here is a volcano coming back to life. You've heard of dormant volcanoes, mountains, mountain ranges where they're dormant volcanoes, but a volcano is a volcano. It's going eventually, whether it takes thousands of years, eventually it's going to erupt. So it all starts down here and below the surface and in here where all the lava is and it, you know, and so for it to actually pressure builds and heat and all the things, right? I feel like that's very relevant to your journey, my love. Like what you've been experiencing, like you're the volcano. And there's been all this stuff bubbling and surfacing and stirring and then finally it just all. But this also speaks like the volcano coming to life. This is an active volcano. It's no longer dormant. It's an active volcano. So the energy for you, it says expand. Okay, so the air and fire drive. Let's read the card. But the volcano literally speaks of coming back to life, resurrection, coming back to life, no longer. And that represents the dormancy is the void. So you've been moving through a cycle of death for sure. And you are very protected for sure. Spirit is saying, like, trust in your power and trust in your magic and trust in your third eye and your gifts and your intentions. Like, if you're out here shielding yourself, I'm shielding myself. I'm wrapping myself in light, or I'm working with the dragons for protection because the dragons are protection and they're fire, they're alchemy, you know, big, powerful transmutation. And then also with the dragon energy, it's like the dragon sees everything. Okay, like you can't hide from the dragon. And that's why 2024, the year of the dragon, all of this stuff started kind of like bubbling beneath the surface, the shadow, the subconscious, the suppressed stuff, the, you know, all the things. And then 2025, it was just like, boom, explosion. And that's what you've been integrating, is that resurrection, the new energy coming online. But like you were in this dormant void cycle for a while. But now it says expands your creative energy. So right now you are literally, it's like active fire energy within, all around, passion, creativity, like fresh ideas. Like you're feeling motivated again. Like it's just like you wake up and it's like a new zest for life, you know, like you're not in this like mundane ho hum, another day as a donkey, like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh, you know, you're now like more, okay. And I feel like they're helping you with that. Like they're infusing you with that. They're protecting you. Cause it's like when a snake sheds its skin, that's when the snake is most vulnerable to a predator. They're so vulnerable because they're moving very slow. Like they're very vulnerable to predators. And you've been shedding your skin. And it's the same thing with spiritual shedding of old skins. You're very protected right now because you're like you've been in this place of vulnerability. So Spirit's been protecting while you're moving through that expansion and that, you know, walking down and through that tunnel from the death to the new life, to the rebirth. It says, harness your creativity, excitement, and enthusiasm. Communicate your passion. So that's guidance from the dragons. You're like being called to communicate your passion. Didn't I say something earlier about, now I can't remember exactly what it was because I get psychic amnesia when I'm channeling. I can't remember everything. I'm not supposed to. It just comes in and back out. But anyways, whatever I was saying about like speaking a truth or anticipation or like, you know, like nerves. Okay, so that might be that. Like maybe you're like an artist and you're like, okay, like I'm working on this, like, you know, I've been working on a few pieces and I'm nervous to share my art or my creations or my gifts or whatever it is. I'm nervous to create, you know, to put myself out there and be seen, really like just boom, here I am. But this is the moment where you are literally birthing new life into form. So right now, that's why it's like the eruption, all of the new energy is flowing. You're feeling the Kundalini fire within. All that pent up sexual energy. Because I know a lot of you guys have been celibate or close to it. Few and far between probably for a lot of you. Okay, because when you're vibing high, you're protecting your energy. You're protecting your energy. You know way too much about energy transfer and energy residue and energetic cords and sexually transmitted demons. And you know way too much about all the things to be out here sleeping with people. No. Right? Okay, this is your moment. Your volcano is, but it's not bad. It's beautiful. The fire is transmutation. The volcanic flow, it just annihilates everything in its path as it floats down the mountain. But everything in nature has its purpose. Just like in the forest fires. Lightning hits and it creates a forest fire. And sometimes, a lot of times, these forest fires, they're like so off the grid that like they just like they don't try to fight the fire. Firefighters don't go out there like in Alaska or places in Montana, or you know what I mean, Canada. Like they don't, it's not like they're trying to control the fire, because they're just letting nature take its course. Like, okay, like clearly Mother Earth is like, this forest is old, the trees are decaying, there's bark beetle in all the trees, we got to bring it down, we got to allow new life to come up. And these seedlings down here, you know, because the old, you know, disease trees, they block the sun for the seedlings, for the little pines and the, you know, so if these go, Mother Earth removes those through fire, then all of the new life has lots of sunshine and room to grow, right? Okay, you guys catch my drift. All right. Okay, and I don't know, I know you guys are like Cancer, it's water energy, but you might be a Cancer moon and a, you know, Leo sun. Okay, so I am feeling called right now. Let's go ahead and get an alchemy. So we're going to check in and we're going to see like the overall alchemical process energy around your love life right now. Because I know everyone wants to know about love. Everyone wants to know about love. You know, if you're single, you want to know about love. If you're on your way out of something, you want to know about the incoming energy, right? And, you know, my channel, I'm not the channel that channels for marriages and karmic people. And, you know, there's a lot of channels out there like that do. There's a lot of readers that do. I'm not that person. That's not a part of my soul mission. My soul mission, like when you discover this channel or you join this channel, it's because you're leveling up. You're going through big transformations, and this is just another stop along the way. So here we go. In regards to love, we have 2 alchemical messages. Bottom of the deck is the darkening. There's that snake I was talking about. And notice like the crow, the darkening. I'm telling you, there was a darkening in your life, and that's the void. That's when the volcano was dormant. It's like, it's like you almost just didn't care. Like, and that's kind of how we feel when we're processing such intense energy and we're like recalibrating and we're moving from one level to the next. We go through this weird in-between phase. It's like a spiritual purgatory. That's what it feels like. And you literally can feel like, what the hell is happening? Because I just feel like I did all this work and I've been in the darkening. And now I just feel like, what is happening? I feel crazy. I feel like nothing's happening. Okay, that's the void. So anyways, long story short, let's go here. Sublimination. I love all that beautiful purple. And then smoke. Smoke and mirrors. Smoke is like confusion. You can't see. And that's kind of crazy because I've been talking a lot about fire since the jack-o'-lantern. The fire that lights up the jack-o'-lantern's face. Then you get the volcanic fire and the air and fire dragon. Listen, there's like an energetic inferno of energy that's just taken off for you, because air and fire, like if there's a forest fire or a fire somewhere in a field and then the wind gusts up, wind and fire creates inferno. You do not, right? It just, that's what's happening here in your life. Everything is expanding. Like, it's an inferno of new energy, new ideas, creativity, passion, everything. Okay, so let's go ahead. I don't even know. Let me just like do a quick scan in the book. Oh gosh, don't even tell me. Where's the book? Hold on, guys. Great. Well, for me, the smoke is clearing. So you've been protected. Like, you have been protected from people coming into your life or a person coming into your life, you know, that was just gonna like throw you off course in your journey. So your spirit team, your ancestors probably specifically, like they intervened, it looks like to me, as I tune in with the field. It's like they came in and they just said, nope, sorry, you cannot approach him, you cannot approach her, sorry. It's like an invisible wall that they shielded you with. And people just were walking up to it and like, donk, like a sliding glass door. You run into a sliding glass door. It's like that. People were just like, donk, oh, sorry, I can't. And maybe you even felt like, what's wrong with me? Because I feel like people come into my life and then they're just gone. I feel like people literally just come in and then they're gone again. Like within like a day or a few days or a week. Like they don't get to know me. It's like I trigger them fast. Like all these things, right? No, well, yeah, that's just probably true too. But no, it's because you're protected. While you were, like, again, because you're in a vulnerable state, the snake shedding its skin, like you needed to be protected while you were moving through this vulnerable phase of spiritual purgatory, the divine winter, the void, and now you're in the rebirth. Okay, so anyways, let's go ahead and see what sublimation means. Oh, would help if the book wasn't upside down, Erica. Give me one moment, because this is like an alchemy book, and she has it in all these different categories, so I have to like find it. But clearly there's a reason why. Oh, I saw, okay, so sublimation, 225. And then smoke will be under materials. Smoke is 151, okay. So let's go ahead and see 151 and then 225. 151 and 225. So smoke, okay, so smoke. Smoldering, a warning, illusion. Smoke is a tantalizing phenomenon. Stealth-like and seductive, it swirls and twists, rising and disappearing. It travels great lengths with its signature scent, warning off of a flame somewhere in life's laboratory. So basically, it's when this card is present, the senses are aroused and enticed, yet the warning of fire cannot be ignored. What kind of smoke is it? Was the fire intended? Where is the fire? Was this a ritual or an accident, a bonfire? Does the smoke carry notes of incense and herbs, or is it laced with fear-stricken scent of destruction? You guys see what it's, okay, so it's literally, and then let's go ahead and see 225. So this is around love. This is around love. So you literally could smell the fire, like red flags, all that. So that's what it is. You've been protected. People come into your life and you can immediately start, it's like you smell the smoke. You don't see the fire quite yet, but you can smell the smoke. Right? Like, and that's true. That's how it always is. Like, and then it's like, well, where's the fire at? Like, how far away is it? Like, you know what I mean? I used to live in the mountains in a beautiful custom built log cabin home with my ex. And we lived in the Sierra Mountains, off the grid, like on property. Like my front window, our whole house was surrounded by huge pines and cedar pines, and it was gorgeous. But, but being with him was absolute hell and torture. But anyways, but we often would have fires up there in the mountains, and it was really scary, like living up there, and because we had big forest fires up there before, and it's crazy. It's wild. But that's how it always is. You can walk outside and you smell the smoke and you go, okay, now where the hell is the fire? So you have the ability to see and sense the smoke before the fire is revealed. Basically, protection. It's protection. It's spiritual sight protection. Like for me and my gifts, I can see danger, stranger danger. I see way too much, you know, but it's good because it protects me. It keeps me safe, you know, in a lot of ways. That's you. Okay. And then sublimation. I didn't even look that up. Let me go ahead and look that up. Anyways, you've been protected from the fires. Your ancestors are the ones, and your spirit guides, they're putting all these fires out around you, for you. And I think all of this that I'm talking about and channeling, that's that confirmation from the beginning. Why I saw confirmation, to let you know, yeah, confirmation, you did the right thing by breaking up with that person. You did the right thing by leaving that job. You did the right thing by leaving that home. You did the right thing, or you're doing the right thing, or whatever it is. But also, in your past, you've been doing all the right things. We know it's been lonely, but hey, now there's something here that's like shifting for you. Okay. So anyways, you guys, if you guys want to connect with me one-on-one, you can find my reading options and my healing and quantum soul services in that regard all in the description box. Also, it's open enrollment right now for our November mystery school. So we're ending October. That was our first month. We did the Circle of Light mystery school, and so this is our second month. But I've set it up where you can join us at any time, and it's not like you're going to be behind or you've missed out on all the, okay, it's not like that, okay? But it's a mystery school. It's a priestess and high priest, divine king and queen mystery school for gift development, for magic, for rituals, for manifestation, and also for community, for support, a place where you can talk, share, ask questions, be heard, be seen, be held, be supported. We do like full moon and new moon rituals together. I'm going to be tapping in and helping you guys this month really tune in more on how to tune in with your Akashic records and your subconscious field, and then also honing in your psychic and telepathic communication and gifts. It's huge. We need to do that. So if you are like, I want to be a part of this, hell yeah, join our mystery school. We would love to have you. It's 111. We meet once a week, every Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Zoom. So I send out the Zoom link weekly to everybody. And then it is recorded, so if you can't make the lives, a lot of people who signed up can't, then they catch up through the recording. You're there with us in real time because it's like in the quantum. So if you want to join, email, reach out. Same thing on how to book with me. Just send me an email, gypsycowgirltarot@gmail.com, and we will get you set up. All right, that's it. Okay. Elevation. Ooh. Okay, sublimination. I'm thinking like subliminal messages, subliminal. But it is. It's like I said earlier about the nervousness, or like how you could feel the momentum, like it's gaining momentum. What's gaining momentum? I have no idea what's gaining momentum, but I can feel it, and it's beautiful, and it's powerful, and it's life-changing, and it's what I deserve. There it is. And it speaks of, it speaks of elevation, rising, and then taking flight. So it's literally like you're the bird rising above the smoke and the fire and being able to soar above all of it and look down below and see the clouds of smoke and the chaos, but you're way up here. Okay, so you're flying high, honey. Cancers, at this time of your journey, at this time in your life, over the next few weeks, through the month of November, Scorpio season especially, you're going to be, it's things happening, or just the way you feel where you're flying high, but you will witness and feel more of the elevated state that you're in. Know that, and this is that confirmation, you are rising. You're rising. Okay. And you know what's really crazy is this card right here, the alchemy of it. Look, again, it speaks of heat and fire. It says, this is a great alchemical operation of air. It occurs when there's enough heat to change a solid substance into a gas, causing it to rise up and up and up and then away. Wow. Therefore, when sublimation is present, there is an aspect of celebrated elevation, of ascending above and gaining a greater perspective. Birds in flight, mountain peaks, ladders, and balloons are all sublimation images. As with all of the operations of sublimation, it has a shadow potential as well. Through ascension, there is a risk of separating from other people, of sensing oneself higher or above. The risk is particularly great in spiritual tradition that offer a linear model of achievement. Basically, like, just stay in your heart. Like, just because we are healing and ascending and rising up, that does not mean we're better than anyone. That doesn't mean, no. It speaks of spiritual ego and spiritual narcissism. So maybe you're actually seeing a lot of that. You're protected from that as well. But that might also be a message for some of you guys. Are you using spirituality as some kind of toxic shield? Or are you right? I think if you're here and I don't think you do that. I think for maybe, if you know, a handful of you guys, you probably need to hear that message right now. But for the rest of you guys, no, you've risen above all that. That's why you've risen above the smoke. That's why you can smell the smoke first before you even see the fire and the chaos. You are now you're back in an active state. So it's like your key was turned off for a while and you were off, the ignition was off, you were dormant for a while, and now you're back online. So I don't know, that's what I've got. And when it comes to your love, you can see from such a higher perspective. It's like most people walking on earth, they're in karmic things, they're looking for love outside of themselves all the time, they're on dating apps, just going on dates constantly, like trying to find love and looking for love in all the wrong places. You're soaring high above all that chaos and smoke and illusions, and you know what I mean? So for me, it looks like there's some kind of pathway that's opened or a clearing that's, you know, but let's just ask the cards real quick before we go, and then we'll end. So, you know, clearly in this reading, it really wanted to talk about you. It wanted to talk about you and give you confirmation so you can rest a little bit easier tonight, or you can drop those shoulders and relax and unclench that jaw and just be like, I'm good. I'm good. And I'm so creative. Okay? Like, I'm seeing so much creation. Like, you're designing your own clothing, or maybe it's like a clothing line for, like, you know, like there's some people out there, you know, that are like doing clothing lines for the goddess and for the high priestess, you know, like dresses and sacred ritual clothing and jewelry, and like, or just stuff that's like beautiful and comfy that we could wear daily. I'm kind of getting that, like a spiritual fashion line or something, or like ancient energy coming through in that. Also artistry, music. I'm seeing a lot of collaborations, dance, something about learning to dance, or dance studios or dance classes, belly dancing, pole dancing. Oh my God. Literally, as I say pole dancing, this comes out. He's hanging from the poles. This is just, it's confirmation that you are no longer in the stuck limbo. It's what I said, spiritual purgatory. You will be in a spiritual purgatory once you start awakening and you start, right? You'll come into a place where, okay, now it's time to really like go deeper and like go within and really, you know, cut things away. Like, this is the season of death. And then we're going to move after that into the spring, into the season of life and new beginnings. And you're no longer in limbo. That's the point. You've been stuck. The universe kept you stuck until you saw from a higher perspective through enlightenment. There it is. Okay. And bottom of the deck is a King of Pentacles. Okay. So you've also leveled up financially. You've leveled up financially. Like, the energy that you embody right now, it's leveled up. And it's more abundant. So you're going to be, it's a level up into his energy financially. Now, this could also, for some, this could also indicate there is a masculine king, could be an earth sign. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Who is stuck on you. They are stuck on you. Oh, possibly someone that you had an ending with. Or this is a king who's watching you and stuck on you, who's gone through their own ending. But I think that this is the blessing here. I think this is a part of your blessing. I think this is a part of your gifts coming in. And I think this is indicating that you are done with this painful cycle. This last cycle, like, it was painful. It was bad. It was painful. It was bad. Okay. Oh yeah, this is definitely for some of you guys, someone you had an ending with. This would not be, I mean, it could be someone karmic, and, you know, it's a hard pass if it is, but I don't channel that kind of stuff. Like, you know, the spirit guides know what I channel and what my channels are for. This is someone who I just heard they weren't ready in the past, but they've never let you go. They've always carried this torch. They view you as someone very strong. They could also be a Leo. Whatever's going on here, you got 10 Pentacles and the King of Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles. This could be work related, but it's definitely someone who's watching you. Like, you guys, it's pretty normal nowadays. It's just as normal to be a content creator as it is to have an office job. It is. Everyone is content creating now. Everyone has gotten online, especially since the pandemic, when we all were forced into our homes. Everyone went online. And that's when a lot of content creators, started. I'm getting that. I'm getting like someone who literally watches you work. They watch you work. You guys could work together, of course, but no, they watch you work, but they like do it from like a distance, like way back here. They're watching you somehow. They just hang out and watch you work. It's impressed by the work. They're impressed by how dedicated you are, how career driven you are. I'm also getting someone who's very impressed by how creative you are, like what you create, what you've built. Like, you're not like the rest. You're not mundane and like basic AF. Like, you're not like that. There's 10 Pentacles here for you in this next chapter, in this next cycle. This is what's cycling in. This is your vibe for November here. Okay? And it's after a lot of darkness and a lot of cold, out in the cold energy in your life, especially over the last 5-6 months. So anyways, mi amores, I'm leaving it here. I love you guys so much. Went way longer than anticipated, but it's all good. I am hearing something about an access point. Like a portal is open. There's an access point. Basically, like your vibration, I think, is what this is meaning. And it's like right now you have the ability to create. Like, you've already been working on this and calling this in. You've been planting these seeds. Okay? But also, it's like Spirit is kind of nudging and saying, like, you have access to a really powerful flow of energy right now. Call it in, and what else do you want to manifest? What else? Tell me what your life looks like 6 months from now, a year from now. Okay? So anyways, have a beautiful day, mi amores. Thank you again for all of your love and support. And we will see you again soon with another reading. Until then, I will see you in the collective messages and on the live streams. All right. Mwah.